If I don't get it, oh no. Licensing, these words. Hi, I'm going to be starting a preschool in my home. It's not a scary thing, guys, I promise you. Judy asked, how do we deal with the local planning and zoning department? If we're going to be getting a building or figure out the area, requirements for our HOA or for even our city, how do we deal with that planning and zoning department to make sure that we get the questions answered that we need, as well as be personable and have them on our side? So Judy, I love this question so much. If you guys are in an HOA, will you comment below, yes, I'm in an HOA, or no, I'm not? I actually want to know how many of you are in an HOA right now. Now, this is a little bit different than HOA, but I'm going to touch on the subject because they go hand in hand. So you have your state licensing, right? And there's a whole slew of information on that. Just get our state licensing requirements. That'll help you out. It'll help you know whether or not you need to be licensed. And also, if you don't want to be licensed, how many students you can actually teach without being licensed. Almost every state has a number like that. Hey, have you heard about Preschool in a Box? It's literally the one thing I wished I had when I started my preschool 10 years ago. It would have saved me so much time and so much money. Instead, I did the wrong things at the wrong time. Waste of time, I tell you. I can't wait to tell you all about Preschool in a Box. All the things I wished I had, like curriculum. Oh my gosh, can I even tell you how many hours I spent every single night on Pinterest and Facebook groups and the blogs and Google trying to find activities to do for lessons the next day. Or forms. What the heck was I supposed to give to my preschool families? What was I supposed to include in a policies and procedures handbook? Or marketing. How was I supposed to sign up kids? I had a preschool to fill and I had money that I needed at the end of the month, but how was I going to get that tuition, right? All of those components are inside of Preschool in a Box and a whole lot more. I want to get you Preschool in a Box. I've got an exclusive opportunity for you. When you join our Preschool All-Stars membership, not only will you be surrounded by myself and hundreds of preschool owners cheering you on during your journey, you get an exclusive discount on Preschool in a Box. I'm talking out of this world. When people see it, they kind of lose their mind. They're so excited, ready to grab it right away. I can't wait to get you your exclusive discount on Preschool in a Box. Just join Preschool All-Stars. Click the link in the description or go to preschoolallstars.com. It's going to be like Christmas. After the licensing comes in the HOA. If you live in an HOA, the question really comes into like, is everybody going to be okay with it? Can I get approval from the HOA? Almost 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, you're going to be able to get approval. I always, again, go into it very personable, how this preschool is going to bless our community, our subdivision, and why it's really going to be a blessing and not a hindrance to the community. Sometimes people will actually say, well, what about all the cars that are coming in and out? What I would say to that is there's traffic coming in all the time. Think about all the FedEx, all the UPS. I mean, Amazon, come on. We've got so many cars coming into the subdivision now, just dropping off packages, literally, right? So my suggestion is to just always focus on the benefits that having this preschool in your community is going to be with all of the people, their families in the subdivision, obviously. Can you imagine, as you're talking to your HOA, like how nice it will be to have a preschool that is close to us so that we can actually have them not have to go 5 miles, 10 miles away to put their kiddo into preschool, but literally just walk them down the street or drive them around the corner to be able to come to this really sweet home preschool. So that's the HOA requirements. And the biggest thing with HOAs, they want to know how your parking, your pickup and drop off is going to work. Like, they don't really care much about what actually happens inside of your home. They really just are concerned about, like, what about the impact of all the cars? So definitely have a really fine-tuned parking, pickup, and drop-off procedures. Always do pickup and drop-off outside your preschool if it's possible. So now let's get back to the city zoning and planning department, right? P&Z, planning and zoning department. Literally, when you're talking to your city, just say, hey, can I talk to the planning and zoning department? They'll pass you on through. And then here's where you gotta be careful, because you're gonna get the front desk lady, okay? The person who is the fielder, okay? She is fielding all the balls, trying to get them to the calls to the right people. She's your key person here. Hi, I'm going to be starting a preschool in my home. It's kind of like when people would be calling you to start a daycare in their home, but it's not a daycare, it's just a preschool, so it's a little bit different. I was wondering if I could talk to somebody about the requirements for my area. Oh sure, no worries. Boom, she knows it's kind of like a daycare, but not really. You can go into specifics later with the other person, okay? But she needs to know like which general category you fit into so she can pass you off, okay? Now you go over here to somebody who is used to day in, day out talking about daycare and zoning, okay? So they're used to that. Cool. Hey, this is Joe. How can I help you? Hey, thank you so much. I am going to be starting a preschool in my home. Now, it's not a daycare. I'm not going to be, taking care of kids for 12 hours. I actually will only be teaching kiddos ages 3 to 5 for a couple hours every day. But hey, I live in this subdivision. I just wanted to know what the zoning requirements were for my area. It is a residential home. Are there any impacts that I need to chat with you guys about? Do I just need to get a business license, or what's the process? Then he's going to say, okay, you mostly fit in the daycare category. I get that you're a little bit different, but you might need a special use certificate, right? And so you're like, okay, well, tell me more about that. And it basically just says the city is okay with you using your home as a daycare, and it's always going to be under the daycare category, no different than your state licensing, okay? But yeah, they'll say, hey, you just need a special use certificate, so here's the process for that. Go to this website, fill this out. It's $500 or however much it is, and submit it to the city, and then we'll get you in front of our city board, and then that way you can be able to petition the city for saying, this is why I should have a special use permit. Special use permit, that's what it is, an SUP. Special use permit for my home in this subdivision. And again, you're going to go through your class times, your tuition rates, your why this is such a good addition to your community. Your HOA approval has already happened. Your state licensing has already happened if it's required. Your parking pickup and drop off plans, right? Your curriculum you're going to teach, all these great things. Like, they're going to want to know those things at this committee meeting. Not everybody even has to get a special use permit, but if you were going to get one, or if they're kind of going through this category, this is the process that you would go through. It's not a scary thing, guys. I promise you. Guess what? I'm just a regular lady, okay? I've never done this before, and I was able to get my HOA approval for my preschool without anybody coaching me on how to do it. I was able to get my city to give me the special use permit. I was able to get my state to give me the state licensing. I'm nothing special, and I need you to know that, okay? I literally did this without anyone's help. This was a brand new concept 11 years ago. Now you actually have me in your corner, yeah? Okay. So it's not a scary thing, and I think that's the biggest thing that people get scared about, is because it is scary to them. They're like, these words, right? Licensing, and like it feels so like governmental, okay? It feels so final, so black and white. Like, if I don't get it, oh no, okay? I promise you it's not like that, though. I want you to think about this one thing. Think about how many daycares there are in your area, like literally daycares, not preschools. I want you to think about how many daycares there are in your area, okay? I bet there's a lot, right? Okay, guess what? Every one of those daycares had to go through this exact same process. Do you think there's anything special about them? No, they just followed the process. They just did the steps. They just paid the fees, whatever it was, okay? They filled out the forms, they paid the fees. They're good. It's not a hard process. Don't be scared. Subscribe, share, like these videos. I've got a lot more coming for you guys. Thanks so much for watching all of our videos so that we can help you get your preschool started also. Hi guys, what is that word? I'm losing it here. I gotta pause this video and edit this one. Beach assessment. Oh my gosh, assessment. I should know that word. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. Anita, how are you? I'm doing this YouTube thing where I look up here and I do a YouTube video. So that's what's going on, Anita. Okay, so I'm back up here.